What's going on, class? It's your favorite teacher, Dots Cash, and I'm back with another lesson. Y'all know how we do it. We're giving and providing practical information that you can implement in your life to make your life more efficient so you can make the world more efficient and we can live a better life. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dots Cash. I'm the founder of the Northern Stars Co., Continuum.io, Ambu Gaming, Abyss Thrift, and we have more businesses coming, so stay tuned, subscribe, follow us, so you can stay up to date on the journey and go on the journey with us. Today's lesson is going to be about getting a broad understanding of a network in its simplest form. We're not going to speak about a specific kind of network. We're just going to speak in a broad sense of any kind of network, so you can learn how to connect the dots in the sense of logistics from one point to the next to, once again, better optimize your life, once again, to make your life more efficient. So let's get straight into it. So like I just said, there are many kinds of networks. There are social networks. There are mobile networks that I work with at Verizon. You know, your mobile phone. You have brain networks, neural networks, computer networks. There's all type of networks in the world. But at its basic sense, a network is basically a system. Once again, how to get from one point to the next in the most efficient way. So like I said, today we're going to just speak about the underlying sense so you can implement this in whatever kind of network you want to. First, I'm going to draw my understanding of a network. So in the basic sense of a network, there are two main parts of it. There are nodes and there are pathways. And this is what that may look like right here. So we have nodes, and pathways. To build a network, that's really all you need. Now, what you call these specific nodes and how you label these specific pathways will be different depending on the type of network you're speaking on and working with. But basically, a node is a centralized independent area, and there are multiple of these. In order to get from one centralized area to the next, you need a pathway to do so. So an example of this, and really the main reason I made this video today, is to help you connect the dots in your life. I tried to pin this down in one type of network, but this will do this no justice if I do so, because this is so broad and can help in all aspects of life. I have to speak in so basic terms so you can be able to fill in the blanks however you want to. So once again, these nodes and pathways can be anything. Literally, it could be anything. It could be your understanding of animals and their descendants. It could be your understanding of your friends and your friends' friends and how everybody may connect to each other. It could be, once again, a computer network. And contrary to popular belief, yes, the nodes are important, but honestly, to me, the pathways are more important than the nodes. Keeping it at a general sense, the pathways are the efficiency between one node to the next. How quickly can you jump from one space to the next is dependent on the pathway and how efficient that pathway is. And in order to make a pathway efficient, we will need repetition. We will need to work that pathway so many times, it clears the way and it's just easy. The liquidity to get from one point to the next is easy. We've talked about that word liquidity in a previous video. What is liquidity? Let's take a moment. Wait. All right, let's see the results, the answers. Man, I can't wait till we get to this point. Then we're giving a good grade to everybody who answered right, giving prizes to the people that answered right. You know, I can't wait till we get interactive. I say this all the time, but it's gonna be so fun. So yes, the liquidity from one point to the next is dependent on the pathway and its efficiency. And another important point when you are constructing a network is who has access to each section of the network. Lately, I've been studying Security Plus and Network Plus, trying to get my certifications, I wanted to do this video way before this, but I've been seeing even deeper and more detail why it is important for not everybody to have all access to a network, or in the sense of a information network, why each subject matter, each node isn't automatically connected to each other node. We may have some multiple connections dependent on the node, but each node cannot be connected to each and every other node. That won't be the most efficient way. Having multiple connections are efficient, but all connections are not efficient. That tactic there helps with security and network efficiency. You know, not having to ping multiple nodes to find the right one you need. If you keep the pathways to a minimum, efficient. Every time, efficient. So we're wrapping up the lesson today. Just gonna draw a quick representation of what I mean by repetition. Why it is efficient of repetition when you're trying to connect multiple nodes and create a pathway. So give me a second, let me draw this right quick. So once again, efficiency is created by repetition. So say you have 2 points of interest, 2 subject matters, but the way you get from point A to point B, say for right now, there's already a connection between here and here, but it's easier to just go from here to here. In the beginning, this is where it gets important. In the beginning, it starts slow. You know, it's not consistent. You know, emphasis on the dotted line. It's not consistent because you're just starting. But the more times you work this pathway, first is rough, but the more you do it, it gets more connected each time. You may not use this for a long time. Time passes. Jesus Christ, I'm writing upside down. Time. Yes, time passes. So when time passes and you don't use it as much, it may break up again. But it's like riding a bike. It's still there. There's traces of the connections that were there. They're still there. There's traces of them. So you start using it again, it gets effective again. The more you use it over time, the more stable this pathway is, the more efficient it is. Each pathway is not directly efficient in their own sense. You have to work it. The more you work it, the more efficiency rises. The more you work it, your efficiency will rise. It will get stronger. It will last longer throughout time. So that's all we have for today's lesson class. I hope you get the lesson. I hope you understand the purpose of it. With gaining an understanding of networks, you will understand why it's a snowball effect for you to make a pathway from one point to the next, whether this is your life journey. You're trying to upgrade your life and you know the point you want to get to, but you just haven't made a pathway. The last part that I just talked about is the most important because it takes time to make that connection liquid. It may be rough in the beginning. You might get there throughout time. It may deteriorate. There's still some traces of that previous connection there, and it works. And when we think about this like a computer, that's what cache is for. There's always cache there, temporary memory that will help you to get from one point to the next. This lesson might have been a little abstract because we kept it so general. We didn't focus on one specific type of network, but this general understanding will allow you to optimize your life better, make yourself more efficient, once again, so you can help the world become more efficient once you truly understand it. And that's all I have for today's lesson class. I hope you learned something new. If you did learn something new, comment what you've learned. Read what everybody else has learned. If you learned something new, send this to your friend or family so they can learn something as well. If you like what we're doing here, support us. Visit us at www.thenorthernstars.co, where you can see more information about us. You can support us. There you can buy merchandise like I have here. We have a lot more products that you can support us with so we can give better quality content to my smart and intelligent class. And as we wrap it up today, as always, stay cool, stay in school, peace and love.